In the vast, silent void of space, the planet Earth hung as a lifeless husk. The once bustling cities, highways, and networks of human civilization had been reduced to smoldering rubble. The invaders, a coalition of the galaxy's most advanced species known as the Xerelian Pact, had achieved what no other force in the universe had dared to imagine. They had eradicated humanity. Or so they thought. Beneath the frozen surface of Earth's Arctic wastelands, hidden away in an impenetrable chamber encased in layers of reinforced alloy and thermal shielding, a secret project stirred to life. The facility, codenamed Project Aegis, had been humanity's last line of defense, a contingency plan crafted in the shadows by the most brilliant minds Earth had ever produced. Within its walls lay humanity's final hope, the Arctic Chamber super soldiers. These weren't ordinary soldiers. Each had been carefully selected, genetically enhanced, and cybernetically augmented to endure conditions that would kill even the hardiest of humans. Their mission was singular, to awaken only in the event of humanity's extinction and to strike back with the fury of an entire species. As the Xerelians celebrated their victory aboard their orbiting mothership, the Chamber's AI systems, which had remained dormant for decades, detected the absence of human life on the planet's surface. The activation protocol commenced. Lights flickered on, illuminating the cryogenic pods lined neatly in rows. One by one, the pods began to thaw, releasing their occupants. Captain Elias Voss was the first to awaken. His breath steamed in the frigid air as he stepped out of his pod, his enhanced musculature rippling beneath his cryosuit. His cybernetic implants glowed faintly as they synchronized with the chamber's systems. He glanced around, his sharp, golden eyes taking in the sight of his awakening comrades. "Mission status?" he demanded, his voice calm, but edged with urgency. The AI responded, its tone neutral yet weighted with the gravity of the situation. "Primary objective initiated. All human life on the surface has been extinguished. Counteroffensive measures are authorized." Elias clenched his fists. "That it's time we remind the galaxy why humanity should never be underestimated." The other soldiers emerged from their pods, their faces grim but resolute. There were 20 of them in total, each one a walking weapon of mass destruction. Lieutenant Marisolis, the team's tactical expert, approached Elias. Her expression hardened. "Xerelians?" she asked. Elias nodded. No one else could pull this off, but they made one critical mistake. Mara's lips curved into a cold smile. "They left us breathing." The team suited up in armor designed for both extreme cold and high-intensity combat. Each piece was a marvel of engineering, equipped with adaptive shielding, integrated weaponry, and cloaking technology. As they prepared, the AI provided real-time updates on the Xerelian forces, their mothership's position, and the planetary defense systems they had left in orbit. Elias stood before his team, his voice cutting through the chamber like a blade. "They think we're gone. They think they've won. But they've never faced anything like us. Today, we show them what humanity's final stand looks like." With that, the soldiers activated their exosuits and began their ascent to the surface. The Arctic winds howled as they emerged, but the cold was nothing to them. Their augmented bodies were impervious to the freezing temperatures, their senses heightened to detect even the faintest signs of movement. The Xerelians had stationed ground patrols across the planet to ensure no remnants of resistance survived. The soldiers moved with lethal precision, dispatching the alien forces with a combination of stealth and overwhelming firepower. Mara's tactical brilliance shone as she coordinated ambushes, utilizing the terrain to their advantage. The team's medic, Dr. Cale Ortiz, provided on-the-spot enhancements to their already formidable capabilities, deploying nanobots that repaired injuries in seconds and boosted their physical performance. Each soldier was a force of nature, but together they were unstoppable. News of the resistance quickly reached the Xerelian mothership. Admiral Xivan, a towering reptilian figure with iridescent scales, snarled as reports flooded in. "Impossible," he hissed, his voice a low growl. "Humanity is extinct. There can be no survivors." But the evidence was undeniable. The humans were striking back with a vengeance, their attacks coordinated and devastating. Ivan ordered his fleet to deploy reinforcements, but it was too late. Elias and his team had already commandeered a Zarelian transport vessel, using it to infiltrate the mothership. As they moved through its labyrinthine corridors, they left a trail of destruction in their wake. The Zarelians, unaccustomed to such ferocious resistance, faltered under the assault. Finally, the soldiers reached the mothership's command center. The doors blasted open. Elias stepped inside, his rifle trained on Xivan. "You thought you'd erased us," Elias said, his voice steady and cold. "But humanity doesn't die so easily." Xivan bared his fangs, his claws twitching. "You are a relic of a dead species. Surrender, and I may grant you a swift death." Elias smirked. "Funny. I was about to say the same to you." The battle that followed was brutal and swift. The super soldiers' advanced training and enhancements gave them an edge the Zarelians couldn't counter. Within minutes, the command center was secured. Elias stood over Xivan, his weapon aimed at the admiral's head. "This is for Earth," he said, pulling the trigger. With the Zarelian leadership eliminated, the soldiers took control of the mothership. They broadcast a message across the galaxy, a warning to any species that might consider humanity weak or vulnerable. "We are humanity's vengeance," Elias declared, "and we are far from extinct." As the mothership's engines roared to life, the soldiers set their sights on the rest of the Zarelian fleet. The galaxy had underestimated humanity, and now it would witness the wrath of a species that refused to die. In the cold void of space, the fire of human resilience burned brighter than ever.